So I'd like to continue where I left off. It's a little noisy, but I was thinking about, like, if you think of life as a series of dots, right, of the here and now, and then the here and now, and the here and now, and it's like, think of all the little dots that we have up in a day, all the little dots that we have up in an hour, right, and all the different connections I'm making with students, right. I was just speaking French too. I was pretending to speak French the other day in class, and they thought I was from France. But anyway, but it's those moments, right? But if we think of the dots as like so many different colors of the color wheel, right? So oftentimes when Thoreau talks about, we live lives of quiet desperation, if we can think of, because what happens is that we get caught up in routines, and it just becomes one day, becomes another day, and they're all like carbon copies of each other. We wake up around the same time, we go to work, do the same type of job. It's one of the things I like about teaching is every day is so different. But if we think of it in Aristotle's way of like Energeia, right? Energy, right? Energetic. It's you're not living with a necessarily goal that's in the future. It's just made up of like moment to moment to moment. And that doesn't mean you don't have goals. It doesn't mean you don't go to college, but it's just sometimes we just need to think about, okay, what am I sacrificing? We talk about in economics, opportunity costs. So what are the opportunity costs by each day being a carbon copy of the next? And it could be justified to say, well, I want to get to this place, right? Or I want to get to this position. But what are you giving up? You're giving up a lot of colors in that color wheel. You're missing out on a lot of human connections, right? And then really, if we think about it, especially with Adler and Adlerian psychology, it's the idea that we have meaning through contribution to others, right? So me talking to a kid today about basketball, being a shooting guard, and just asking her a bunch of questions. Well, I'm not really teaching her. I'm just asking questions and asking her what does she think of this and that. I don't know. It's just interesting, right? I find it interesting, and it's a way I can find meaning, even in that just that 2 minutes of meaning. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but cheers.